media ask the non-Soros media. Non-Soros media tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor. We have no money. The mainstream media has money. We are broke. Help us. Please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
Burning Question, powered by XUV 400 and Cool Fans.
A very good evening. The show is called The Burning Question and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. Ladies and gentlemen, when a state is provoked, when a state is challenged by a man called Amrit Pal who owns allegiance to the Khalistan movement and he calls for a separate state of Khalistan, what should the state do? And more so if the state is as mighty as Punjab, it's a border state and there are clear, grave security concerns. The state today has decided to surrender before that man. And all that has been caught on cameras, the entire rampage, the entire mayhem, and also the story of an absent chief minister who till now is quiet. We'll get you details of that and much more in this edition of the news. First up, the headlines on top of it. Complete collapse of law and order in the state of Punjab as Amrit Pal-led mob gheraos police station. They even attacked the cops. After hours of standoff, Bhagwant Man's police give in to Amrit Pal's demands. They say will be releasing his aid now tomorrow. Amrit Pal supporters outnumber more than 500 policemen. Man is nowhere to be seen. The question we are asking, is Amrit Pal then the rule in Punjab? In more news, it's a shocking remark by a Bihar minister as he goes on now to abuse the Indian Army. Is the chief minister even listening? It's an ugly face-off that has shamed the national capital as councillors cross all limits. They throw papers, even eaten apples on each other. Repeat offender Pawan Khera is arrested over his abuse to the Prime Minister's father, allowed bail after an apology, but the case still stands. So a lot today has happened in the state of Punjab. Something that cannot be missed, something that cannot be ignored. But we wonder why the state today is quiet. We wonder why the centre is also quiet. Who today is calling the shots in the state of Punjab? Now this man Amrit Pal, ladies and gentlemen, is a repeat offender. He owns allegiance to the Khalistan movement and he makes his intentions absolutely clear. He announced just about yesterday that he's going to be holding a huge protest march towards a police station. Why? Because he said, you have to free one of my colleagues who actually works with me, and the police has filed a false FIR against him. So he wanted to show his might. He did exactly that. Bundles and bundles of his men on the streets of Punjab, marching, brandishing swords, holding lathis. They even indulge in stone pelting against the cops. The cops are injured. The cops are outnumbered. No reinforcements are rushed for a good 5 to 6 hours. All this is playing out on the streets of Punjab. And where is the Chief Minister? He's attending an investors summit. He's quiet about it. On his Twitter timeline, if you just go and check, he's spoken about everything else but this. But his cops today have allowed an abject surrender to Amrit Pal and his men. They've already made that announcement that come tomorrow, we'll file for a discharge and we'll allow the man to walk free. Now the question we are asking is Amrit Pal today, ladies and gentlemen, bigger than the law and order in the state of Punjab. Who today is responsible for what we've seen on the streets of Punjab? And can the centre just say, we are watching the situation? Let's bring up the entire story first up and then our debate.
At 1:45 p.m., crowd with swords, lathis and stones in their hands started pouring in. They were the supporters of pro-Khalistani Amritpal Singh. They broke the first layer of barricades with their vehicles.
Well, here you can see that the barricades has been broken by the protesters, and in fact they have moved all kind of security layers. You can see the visuals. You can see the visuals as well. And in fact they are moving towards the police station. And they are moving towards the police station. The police barricades has been broken. You can see the visuals as well. We are just in the midway of the crowd where the protest is happening. And you can see.
They then reached out the Ajnala police station, after which another layer of police tried to stop them.
Entire situation is getting tense and the police is trying to control the situation as well. We are trying to show you the entire visuals, just because almost 500 cops, आप देख सकते हैं कि 500 से ज़्यादा पुलिस वाले यहाँ पे डिप्लॉय थे, लेकिन अब जो है वो बैरिकेड्स तोड़ दिए गए हैं. इनका ये कहना था कि जो पुलिस स्टेशन के बाहर तक ये लोग प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे और वहाँ तक ये लोग पहुँच गए हैं. ये तस्वीरें आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह से ये सिचुएशन यहाँ पे बनी हुई है और बिल्कुल पुलिस स्टेशन के बाहर जो है यहाँ तक ये लोग पहुँच चुके हैं.
But this time the cops were attacked with swords, lathis and stones. Protesters with swords entered the police station and started pelting stones. Protesters captured the police station and armed protesters camped inside police station. Their only demand was to take back the FIR.
See, we came here to cancel this fake FIR registered against us. They have no evidence. It was just basis on the statement of a mentally ill person that I beat him and I said few wrong things. I didn't even meet him. So police didn't have any evidence. It's a political case.
Their leader, the 29-year-old Amritpal Singh, came outside the police station and issued an open threat.
We have to question why this fake FIR was registered in first place. Why Amritpal Singh is a threat to everybody. Why Amritpal Singh's peaceful preaching about Sikhi is threat to the country. I'm saying we are slaves. Sikhs are being treated like slaves. Our Singhs are completed their sentences still in the jail. So why they're not releasing them?
ओए, लाठी चार्ज हो चुका है यहाँ पे तस्वीर बहुत बदतर हो चुकी है. कृष्णा, यहाँ तस्वीर बहुत बदतर हो चुकी है. पत्थर है चलाने शुरू कर दिए. इन्होंने पत्थर चलाने शुरू कर दिए हैं. पुलिस स्टेशन अंदर घुस गए ये लोग. कृष्णा, मीडिया में बाजी. मीडिया.
It was not just cops, but even Republic who was attacked by Amritpal supporters. There is complete anarchy in Punjab, and Bhagwat Maan seems to be unmoved. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So what really is going on in Punjab? Why is the Chief Minister still quiet? And who really is calling the shots in the state of Punjab? Gentlemen, I think those are very, very important questions today that we'll seek answers to. As I say good evening to S.S. Channi, who's a former Punjab Home Secretary and spokesperson of the Punjab BJP with us, along with Dr. Vikram Singh, the former DGP of the state of Uttar Pradesh, who has some very, very strong views on the entire issue. I also do see Mohit Gupta, the General Secretary of the Shiromani Akali Dal with us, Ravi Srivastava and Akashdeep Muni, both, I'm told, are going to be batting for the up. I don't know how you'll do that, Ravi, but let's begin this. Is there any defense, Ravi, for what has happened today on the streets of Punjab and what possibly will happen tomorrow? As in, is Amrit Pal today the law in Punjab? Is he bigger than the law and order and the state, Ravi?
First of all, this is not a state issue anymore. This is the issue of the national security. You have heard the statements given by Amrit Pal Singh. Nobody supports the Khalistan movement. Aam Aadmi Party never supported it. Bhagwant Mann never supported it. Arvind Kejriwal never supported it. So there is no question of taking it lightly. SIT has been formed. When the police station was attacked, the police did resort to the lathi charge. I don't know, they were overpowered or whatever it is. Ultimately, the Amrit Pal Singh and his group, they produced some Love Singh Tufan, who was arrested a day before. They produced an evidence that he was not physically involved in that, and the police has taken a decision to release him tomorrow. Now, SIT. So
Amrit Pal today will tell the cops what they need to do. What an absolutely shameful defense, Ravi, that you're putting out today. You're telling me that Amrit Pal today will decide and tell the cops and give certificates of someone being present or not, who's lying, who's not lying. Is that what the state of Punjab today is going to be witnessing and, practicing now?
It's not my defense. You first tell me that who has got the biggest Khalistan supporter in the parliament? Mr. Simranjit Singh Mann, the member parliament who sits shoulder to shoulder with Mr. Modi every day. What has
Don't ask those questions.
Those Khalistan
Ravi, you can have that debate for another day. Don't do this today. I don't understand today how will you be defending the Aam Aadmi Party. Let me see if Akashdeep has any better things to say to us. Akashdeep, will the state allow Amrit Pal to dictate terms? Why was the police outnumbered? It was yesterday only announced that Amrit Pal and his men are going to be marching towards a police station. What did they do? Were there no intel reports of what possibly can happen? Look at these images on our screens. Akashdeep, for a good 5 to 6 hours, these men wielding swords, lathis, pelting stone at the cops, are able to do absolutely anything. The state is watching.
Deepthi, first of all, I want to douse one claim that the Punjab state is an anarchy. It is not. The law and order situation has improved as per the data. And I'll be
what
putting
is
the
this
data
then?
and I'll be putting... No, wait. Let me complete. Have the courage to...
Arey Baba, forget the data today, Akashdeep. Forget the data today, please. You cannot be playing with, a border state. This is not just, about what's happening in Punjab. Let me tell you, this is a huge national security implication issue, Akashdeep.
I know about it. And the Punjab government is working with all the intelligence agencies to handle this. And trust me, consider the Biki Rinda module.
Your intelligence is a failure. Your intelligence is a failure. What are you working on now? What will the SIT do now? Your cops are coming on national television, Akashdeep Puni, and they are saying we are negotiating with Mr. Amrit Pal. You should actually congratulate the police that they have pacified the entire situation.
You are mistaken. With all respect, you are mistaken. The SSP has clearly said, yes, let me complete. The SSP has clearly said that an SIT will be constituted to look after the issue which happened today, and particularly in this particular case, cases has been registered against the culprits. And interestingly, I want to say to all people of Punjab, I want to tell to all the people in Delhi, India,
Akashdeep, who's the Home Minister in the state of Punjab?
Of course, the Chief Minister,
Bhagwant
Mann.
I mean, come on.
Doing fabulous
who's the Home Minister in the state of Punjab?
What Bharatiya Janata Party
fabulous
has not been done by
Dr. Vikram Singh ji, I have to get you in here.
Chief Minister
before I go to Chani ji and also up to Mohit. Vikram Singh ji, Akashdeep Puni, Ravi Srivastava, both are batting for the up. They say our police has done a fabulous job. The Home Minister of the state has been fantastic.
Ji, may I submit with the greatest of respect to my esteemed panelists that these are very disconcerting developments, and I'm aghast at the weak defense given. There is no defense because it was a free-for-all. Had there been any anticipation or advanced intelligence, these crowds would not have collected. I am not aware if any preventive arrests were made, Section 144 was promulgated, and the swords and the lathis were banned. Obviously, they were not. And I have seen, I'm the oldest in the panel, and I have seen, and I would not like to believe that it is reminiscent of something very, very horrible. And to top it all, there is no condemnation from any quarter responsible in the government. There is no appeal to maintain peace, and there is no condemnation of the violence. Gentlemen, don't take the police for granted. Those police, the Punjab police, are one of the best police forces in the country, and they were battered and bruised badly today because they work in an ecosystem. Why were they not given the discretion to apply the minimum use of force? Just water cannons and lathi charge. This warranted Ajnala and Amritsar are of strategic importance to Punjab and the country. And Punjab police have it in them. They eliminated terrorism, and all the Khalistani elements were dealt with very appropriately by under the leadership of Julius Rivero and Mr. KPS Gill. I do hope that we do not require that kind of strong arm tactics. But today was almost a walkover and a free-for-all. And the total surrender, the abject surrender. Amrit Pal, who himself has nothing to, no claim to greatness. Is he going to dictate terms to the police? The police jolly well know it is their job to ensure appropriate.
He's already doing that, sir.
Foolproof law. He is doing that. That is what the crying shame is, and this is doing it to the Punjab police.
That's the problem. Ravi Srivastava, Akashdeep Muni. You've heard from a top, former top cop who's telling you that this is shameless. This is shameless, Akashdeep Muni. And what is even more worse today is that you have a chief minister who does not care. He does not believe that he has to be accountable.
Diptiji, one thing I want to tell to all of my panelists and all of the country, that remember Bharatiya Janata Party government in Punjab, 18 January, 6th February, 16th August, continuous RSS leaders were killed, point blank range, 2016 I am talking about. This was the condition in Punjab, and today Punjab is in a much better
why don't
state
you
in
talk
terms
about
of
what happened today? Akashdeep Muni, don't go into history to defend your present. That is the problem. You become much like the other parties. You say you're different. You say you're different, don't you?
We are different.
What are the facts? The facts today are for all of us to see. Look at these images playing both on the right and the left.
Is this the first
both
time
on the right and the left. If this does not put you to shame, I do not know what will. तो कैसे निकली है? कैसे निकली आकाशदीप मुनि? मुझे ये बताइए कि अमृतपाल को क्यों नहीं पकड़ा गया? Why is that man not put under arrest?
आपको पता है अमृतपाल जी के खिलाफ को किसने एफआईआर रजिस्टर की? भगवंत सिंह मान गवर्नमेंट ने।
अमृतपाल जी सुनिए, नहीं सुनिए आकाशदीप, मुझे एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन बताइए, सिंपल क्वेश्चन का सिंपल जवाब दीजिए अगर आपके पास जवाब है। Why is Amritpal today not arrested by your cops? Why are your cops negotiating with him, for God's sake?
Do you see the negotiation? Do you have any proof of negotiation? Trust me, there was no negotiation. SIT
has he been arrested? Has he been arrested?
No. Why? If there has been an FIR registered against him, by court, there will be a due process of the court law. Law is followed in Punjab. It might not be followed in Uttar Pradesh.
Then you will cite the law and order. But Amritpal and his supporters are allowed to march to the police station, huh? They're allowed to march for hours to the police station, holding swords, holding rathis, pelting stone at the policemen. And Channi ji, because you've been a former Punjab Home Secretary, the buck has to stop with the Chief Minister.
Stop somewhere.
Am I overstating the facts, sir?
Definitely, you are very, very right, Dipti. I am really very sorry, first of all, for my friends who have been making apologies and quoting these instances of the previous times that this has happened. I must tell them that the people of Punjab, they were fed up with the previous governments and they voted for Aam Aadmi Party and gave them 92 MLAs out of 170. And what the hell they have done? From the day one, that I should say that the luck of the Punjabis have gone too bad. Please listen to me. has
No, why they were fed up
starting
with
with
the
the
Ravi Srivastava, they're
Munsewala
equally
case.
fed up of you, and not just fed up. I would
don't
say
get
that we are worried. We are worried today
We are worried.
after looking at what's happening in the state of Punjab
I'll tell you where.
and an absent chief minister. But Channi ji, I must also ask you a pointed question. Channi ji, I also have to ask you a pointed question, sir, because you represent the
Please.
BJP. Are we being told now as citizens that we have to normalize this kind of a behavior? The state has failed. Why has the centre not stepped in? Why has the centre not been able to rein this man?
Dipti ji, I tell you on that. First of all, these land order is the state subject. If right now the center intervenes, they will have the plea that, look, the center is intervening, and whereas the land order is the state subject. We are not. We are letting them to control the situation to the best of their abilities. But I must tell you, starting with Sidhu Musewala case, RPG attack, then communal violence, and then people being just. Please listen to me. Please listen to
अरे
me.
रुक जाइए ना, रुक जाइए। आकाशदीप जी रुक जाइए, सुनिए तो सही ना। आप अमृतपाल जी से बात करते हैं, उनसे नेगोशिएशन करते हैं और दूसरों को सुनना नहीं चाहते। सुनिए प्लीज। Yes, Mr. Channi, complete your point, sir.
शिरोमणि अकाली दल के
The state has surrendered before such a person and in dictating terms. They are not
आज
dictating
सिर्फ
anything.
आकाशदीप, आज सिर्फ बात होगी अमृतपाल पर, आज बात होगी सिर्फ भगवंत सिंह मान पर। अगर आप इन दोनों टॉपिक्स पर बात करना चाहते हैं तो मैं आपसे लगातार वो सवाल पूछ रही हूँ, उनका जवाब दीजिए, पॉलिटिक्स मत करिए प्लीज।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी क्या सोचती है संगरूर एमपी के ऊपर, उनके ऐलान के ऊपर,
starting with Sidhu Musewala case, and where they them to be killed, and thereafter
साहब सिमरनजीत सिंह मान के ऊपर क्या
and
बोलते
the
हैं
person
आप?
who
थोड़ा बता
was
दीजिए
guarded by
भारतीय जनता
16
को।
personnel of the police, he was killed in the daylight in the presence of the ACP and the SHO. They have no answer, and as we say that when the Rome was burning, this is totally applicable. And the Honorable Chief Minister, who is the Home Minister also, there is no word from him. There is no word from the other any other quarter, and they are just watching helplessly. I must tell you, this kind of situation, if it is not contained, is going to. And these people will repent. They will repent, and nothing will be possible to do. So they must. They are educated a lot. They must know what to say, what not to say. This is totally undesirable, unforgivable, and they are just playing with these sentiments. Which now the people of Punjab, you go to any village, you talk to anyone, they are totally repenting that what for we elected them, what kind of badlav we have got. There is no badlav. Their leaders are corrupt.
No, but
the first health
Channi
minister,
Saab,
the second
exactly what a lot of our
now
viewers
the
today are
MLA,
asking. A lot of our viewers today have asked this question, which I asked of you, sir. That the state has failed, but can we allow the state of Punjab to go down where it is going? I mean, we all dread that. We all dread that. That's the reason why the centre should intervene. Akashdeep wants to come in, but before I come to you, Akashdeep, let me also get in Mohit because he still hasn't spoken. Channi ji, I'm going to be coming back to you, sir. मोहित, आप शिरोमणि अकाली दल को यहाँ पर रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, मुझे ये बताइए कि पंजाब में क्या चल रहा है? भगवंत सिंह मान खामोश हैं, वो इन्वेस्टर्स समिट में बैठे हैं, उनकी स्टेट की पुलिस नेगोशिएशन कर रही है अमृतपाल से।
दीप्ति जी, अगर एक लाइन में कहें, रोम जल रहा था, नीरव बांसुरी बजा रहा था। पंजाब पिछले 1 साल से जल रहा है, चाहे वो सिद्धू मूसेवाला वाला कांड हो, चाहे वो संदीप अंबिया जो हमारा स्पोर्ट्समैन था उसका कांड हो, चाहे इंटेलिजेंस ब्यूरो के हेडक्वार्टर पे अटैक हो, चाहे थाने पे अटैक हो, पुलिस स्टेशन पे अटैक हो, तो इस सारी चीजों से पता चल रहा है। और डेली हजारों लोगों को जिस तरीके से थ्रेट्स आ रही हैं, और पंजाब की जो गवर्नमेंट है वो सो रही है, बिल्कुल वो और ही चीजों में मस्त है। जब कल एक थ्रेट दे दी थी अमृतपाल ने कि मैं मार्च करूंगा, क्यों नहीं पंजाब गवर्नमेंट ने इंतजाम किए? भगवंत मान आज इन्वेस्टर समिट, इन्वेस्टर भी तभी आएगा पंजाब में जब लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की स्थिति ठीक होगी।
Can I?
आकाशदीप देखिए बार बार ये सवाल तो उठेगा ना, आप जवाब दे दीजिए। आपने क्या इंतजाम किए थे? वो पीपल
आकाश जी मेरी बात सुनिए, आप बोल रहे थे कोई बीच में आपको किसी ने टोका।
प्लीज टेल मी।
क्वेश्चन मेरा अकाली दल फ्रेंड के लिए कि नहीं भाई साहब एक बात बताइए, आप अग्री करते हैं?
अरे क्वेश्चन आपको नहीं पूछने हैं, क्वेश्चंस के जवाब देने हैं।
ये तो मैंने
आकाशदीप आज आपको जवाब देने हैं, सवाल नहीं पूछने।
जवाब देने के लिए
आप
रेडी हूं।
सत्ता में हैं, आप ये भूल गए हैं क्या कि आप तो सत्ता में, आपसे सवाल तो पूछे जाएंगे ना आकाशदीप।
मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि ना कि
दीप्ति जी मैं
बताइए मुझे,
आंसर देना चाहता
कितने
हूँ।
प्रिवेंटिव अरेस्ट हुए? हाउ मेनी पीपल वर राउंडेड अप? व्हाट वर स्टेप्स टेकन बाय द पंजाब पुलिस?
I'll let you know. Recently we were talking about Ludhiana blast case. Then we were talking about Sudhi Musawala case.
Arey no, come back to Amritpal. No, don't deflect, please. We have limited time, and I really want to ask this question.
No,
and I want to see whether you have a response, Akashdeep.
The FIR has not been filed by Bharatiya Janata Party or Akali Dal. The FIR has been filed by the Bhagwant Singh Mann government against Amritpal ji. And Amritpal
so what? You have Amritpal ji. आप बार बार अमृतपाल जी बोल के नहीं थकते हैं, किसी सवाल का जवाब नहीं देते हैं, तो जनता तो ये भी देख रही है ना रवि श्रीवास्तव। अब अरविंद केजरीवाल को लगता है कि वो प्रधानमंत्री बन सकते हैं। हाँ, दिल्ली उनसे संभल नहीं रही सर। पंजाब की हालत इतनी खराब कर दी है, तमाम स्टेट्स में जाना चाहते हैं, लेकिन लॉ एंड ऑर्डर में जब सवाल पूछा जाता है तो कहते हैं कि हम सवाल पूछना चाहते हैं। रवि श्रीवास्तव,
मुझे पता है पंजाब
law and order is a state subject, but it was not a state subject when in Delhi one gentleman climbed on the Lal Killa and unfurled a flag over there. It was not a state subject then. It has become a state subject today.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You will cite history to defend your present.
I am asking both these friends from Akali Dal and BJP.
Ravi Srivastava, you have no locus standi to ask questions today. Because you, as in you're supporting the Aam Aadmi Party along with Akashdeep Muni, both of you gentlemen have no locus standi to ask questions. You are here to answer. You're here to answer because you're failing the state of Punjab. I want to give the last word. To Vikram Singh ji, who's been very patiently listening into the entire conversation. Now, Vikram Singh ji, I want to know one thing today. You know, our reporter sir today was reporting all through the last many hours. He's met with a lot of these injured cops today, who today in their hospital beds are wondering what made the Punjab police strike a deal with Amritpal and men. Is this why, you know, we stand there, we fight with the enemy, we hold vigil?
Deepti ji, the police and the uniform and the people of Punjab expect a resolute government, a resolute state and a resolute nation to stand behind them and not to treat them as pariahs. Today, if nobody has visited the injured constables and they were beaten up mercilessly, what Mr. Ravi Srivastava ji had mentioned, 26 January 2021 was also a black day for us. But there is no defense for both the incidents. But talking of today, Deepti ji, there is absolutely no question of condoning what has happened today in Ajnala and in Amritsar. The government should have come down like a ton of bricks on them. They did not. The government has not condemned what has happened today. The government has not issued a statement that they will have
and the Home Minister should resign
and zero tolerance.
You know, Vikram Singh ji, for a party that says and claims, you know, we have such high moral standards. Before, you know, we've run out of time completely. But I must say this, that people today are watching Akashdeep and Ravi Srivastava what the Aam Aadmi Party will do. Will the Home Minister resign? Will there be action against the cops? Or will Amritpal be the new synonym for law and order? I thank all of you gentlemen for speaking to us, for your time. We are tracking that story closely. Also, the big debate that Order is bringing to you tonight at 9. On the other side, we are back with much more.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 10 years, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Showing you the visuals from the Mahapanchayat which has been called in the Hatheen, and this very district falls under the Noor, the Mewat district. Clearly see the visuals, and not only VHP but other right-wing group members, villagers, all are joining this Mahapanchayat. Huge gathering could be seen of people who are supporting and backing the accused who have been named by the Rajasthan police in the FIR of the Bhavani killing.
The announcement has been done, and there you can see the sloganing Zindabad Zindabad slogans which have been raised inside the house. And Shelly Oberoi, I can see Shelly Oberoi there, she's showing the victory sign again. I can see clearly the victory sign which is being shown by Atishi and Shelly Oberoi.
Showing you the visuals from the Mahapanchayat which has been called in the Hatheen, and this very district falls under the Noor, the Mewat district. Clearly see the visuals, and not only VHP but other right-wing group members, villagers, all are joining this Mahapanchayat. Huge gathering could be seen of people who are supporting and backing the accused who have been named by the Rajasthan police in the FIR of the Bhavani killing.
The announcement has been done, and there you can see the sloganing Zindabad Zindabad slogans which have been raised inside the house. And Shelly Oberoi, I can see Shelly Oberoi there, she's showing the victory sign again. I can see clearly the victory sign which is being shown by Atishi and Shelly Oberoi.
Showing you the visuals from the Mahapanchayat which has been called in the Hatheen, and this very district falls under the Noor, the Mewat district. Clearly see the visuals, and not only VHP but other right-wing group members, villagers, all are joining this Mahapanchayat. Huge gathering could be seen of people who are supporting and backing the accused who have been named by the Rajasthan police in the FIR of the Bhavani killing.
The announcement has been done, and there you can see the sloganing Zindabad Zindabad slogans which have been raised inside the house. And Shelly Oberoi, I can see Shelly Oberoi there, she's showing the victory sign again. I can see clearly the victory sign which is being shown by Atishi and Shelly Oberoi.
Showing you the visuals from the Mahapanchayat which has been called in the Hatheen, and this very district falls under the Noor, the Mewat district. Clearly see the visuals, and not only VHP but other right-wing group members, villagers, all are joining this Mahapanchayat. Huge gathering could be seen of people who are supporting and backing the accused who have been named by the Rajasthan police in the FIR of the Bhavani killing.
The announcement has been done, and there you can see the sloganing Zindabad Zindabad slogans which have been raised inside the house. And Shelly Oberoi, I can see Shelly Oberoi there, she's showing the victory sign again. I can see clearly the victory sign which is being shown by Atishi and Shelly Oberoi.
Showing you the visuals from the Mahapanchayat which has been called in the Hatheen, and this very district falls under the Noor, the Mewat district. Clearly see the visuals, and not only VHP but other right-wing group members, villagers, all are joining this Mahapanchayat. Huge gathering could be seen of people who are supporting and backing the accused who have been named by the Rajasthan police in the FIR of the Bhavani killing.
The announcement has been done, and there you can see the sloganing Zindabad Zindabad slogans which have been raised inside the house. And Shelly Oberoi, I can see Shelly Oberoi there, she's showing the victory sign again. I can see clearly the victory sign which is being shown by Atishi and Shelly Oberoi.
Showing you the visuals from the Mahapanchayat which has been called in the Hatheen, and this very district falls under the Noor, the Mewat district. Clearly see the visuals, and not only VHP but other right-wing group members.
Trending burning question, powered by XUV400 and Cool Fans.
Hello and welcome. You watching the Trending Burning Question with me, Shavan Sen. Bihar minister appears to have crossed all limits, hurled an unspeakable abuse at the Indian army while attacking the Agnipath scheme. From Sadak Ka Gunda to his abuse, Vatra Congress and its allies have abused the Indian army time and again. And it seems that this has almost become a habit. And what's very important to point out here, that this is not the first time that this Bihar minister has insulted the army. And the fact of the matter is that when it comes to this particular scheme, it has been contentious. Many have raised questions about the pros and cons of this very scheme. But does that really allow anyone, for that matter, our netas, to go ahead and abuse the army when on a daily basis the kind of sacrifices that our armed forces have been making? Take a look at this report and then we debate.
Bihar Minister Surendra Prasad Yadav of the Rashtriya Janata Dal made some very distasteful remarks about the Indian Army. The RJD minister made the offensive remarks while talking about the Agnipath scheme introduced by the central government.
ये जो 4.5 साल का जो अग्निपथ वाले अग्निवीर वाले लोग जो बहाल होंगे इनका तो ट्रेनिंग में पूरा नहीं होगा.
This is not the first time that the minister from the Nitish Kumar cabinet has hurled insults at the army.
बीजेपी में जब चुनाव आता है तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा आर्मी पर हमला करता है. इस बार लगता है कि किसी कंट्री पर हमला करेगा.
BJP has lashed out at RJD for its anti-army line.
और उनके बारे में अनाप शनाप बोलते हैं तो लोग बयान वीर हैं, पलंग वीर हैं. और वीर कौन होता है, समय पर उनको एक बार गया में लोगों ने बता दिया था.
क्या बताया?
देखे ही थे जो क्या बताया था. बस समाज जो होता है, समाज कारोबारी समाज होता है, उनसे उलझ गए थे तो किस तरह खदेड़ खदेड़ के उनके साथ दुर्व्यवहार किया था.
Remarks, statement and attack coming in from the BJP as well. BJP MLA Harbhushan Thakur Bachol is saying that first he should look at himself, what kind of criminal record is lodged against him, and the way the people of Gaya had chased him when he was involved in a certain incident in Gaya a couple of years ago. So he should look at his own self first.
In 2017, it was Vadra Congress's Sadak Ka Gunda comment.
खराब तब लगता है कि जब हमारे भी थल सेना अध्यक्ष एक सड़क के मतलब गुंडे की तरह अपने बयान देते हैं. पाकिस्तान का दे तो दे, वो तो है ही, उनकी तो फौज में क्या रखा है साहब, वो तो एक माफिया टाइप के लोग हैं. लेकिन हमारे सेना अध्यक्ष भी इस तरह के बयान क्यों देते हैं, वो मुझे लगता है.
And now its ally is hurling abuses.
तो ये देश बेचने वाले लोग हैं, ये देश को क्या सुरक्षा देंगे. ठीक आज से 8.5 साल के बाद देश का नाम आवेगा के फौज में. ये मैं बोलता हूं.
How Stoop will Congress and allies stoop? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, it seems like this has become a habit for most of our netas. In order to score their political goals, they feel that it's easy to basically abuse the Indian army, because at the end of the day, you would not really hear the armed forces responding to any of it, because our Indian army, unlike several other army in other countries, are extremely disciplined. They do not get embroiled in such kind of debates to begin with. But can this actually be allowed? And for how long will this be allowed? Time and again, we have seen netas from one day to the other day, they keep on abusing our armed forces. Joining us on the trending burning question tonight are Dr. Dhananjay Giri, spokesperson of the BJP. General Sinha is joining us in the studio. Mayank Sinha, leader of the JDU. And Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, joining us on the trending burning question. Opening up the debate is General Sinha in the studio, and opposing him is Mayank Sinha. General Sinha, Agnipath scheme is a scheme which is contentious. Many have raised questions about it. Even within the military fraternity also, we've seen those questions being raised. It's absolutely okay when a scheme is brought in, you debate the pros and cons. But the kind of statement that has been made by this neta, and he's not the only one, there are several others, but we are focusing today on this particular neta because this neta is a repeat offender, General Sinha. What sort of a message goes out when you have people, public representatives, making this kind of a comment?
I think these people, these political leaders should refrain from making comments and giving comments on Indian armed forces. In the beginning itself, they are trying to raise a finger that in 4 years, a civilian cannot be made into a good soldier. I would like to give certain statistics. Give me just 2.5 minutes. USA, it is a voluntary armed forces, 10 weeks training, 4 years service, no pension. China, compulsory service, 40 days training, 2 years service, no pension. France, 3 months training, 3 years service, no pension. Russia, 1 year training, 1 year service, no pension. Israel, compulsory service. Boys 32 months and girls 24 months. Only 10% are permanently absorbed. India, voluntarily, 6 months training, 4 years service, and 25 lakhs when you retire. Compare. We have given the best offer. And if people think they are meritorious, let them go and do what do they want to do. This is not a compulsory service the government has announced, firstly. Secondly, the provisions are very clear that 25%, 25 best, will be given permanent job. Where's the problem? If you are not within first 25, that means you are not meritorious. Thirdly, our short service commission officers, they also served for a certain period of time. They did a good job. People who are good, they later on they got permanent. They later on they became generals, Indian Under Army. And those who were not fit, some of them became bureaucrats, became IAS, became IPS. So where is the problem? Thirdly, you are trying to question the thought process, competence and ability of service chiefs to take decision in the interest of armed forces. You are questioning? Who are you to question? What do you know about armed forces? You know nothing. So you have no right to comment because that's your alien land. Politics is your field. Please restrain yourself. And it hurts me when I find that such words have been used ki Sena hijra hogi. Sena has never let down this country except for 62, and that was not our mistake. We have carried out surgical strike where the risk factor was so high, very successfully. We have held Tiranga with pride. We have not let the country down.
You know, unfortunately, what happened, General Sena?
Do you know in what conditions we operate? Siachen base camp. I was going to go and see Post Kumar. And the Jawan there, Sikhalite Jawan, he brought a chocolate. And he said, I tried to bite the chocolate. He said, Saab, aise mat kijiye. Isko garam pani mein garam karke denge, tab aap kha sakte hain. Do you know in Siachen -40, -45, people are serving. They don't shave for 2-3 months. There's a digestion problem because of oxygen problem. Our ladies, sisters, they lose their husband, the boys lose their parents.
But General
and then you're trying to comment.
I think so. A lot of us do respect this sentiment, and a lot of us are always indebted to our armed forces because we are educated enough to understand what goes within our armed forces. But Mayank, please tell me, your ally feels the need to go ahead and make this kind of a political stunt. Let me put it this stunt that he feels that he can't pull it off because he considers himself some sort of a Bahubali in Bihar. And that's why he thinks he can actually get away. He can actually get away because the Chief Minister will not act. Because at the end of the day, you're now at the mercy of Tejaswi. You're now at the mercy of the RJD. So Mayank, you will not want to speak. But please tell me, Mayank, can this really be allowed? And General Sena has already weighed on as far as the merits of this particular scheme is concerned. But look at the kind of statement that has been made by your ally.
What is the role for the important for a reporter? To report the truth or to do what's right? Why you not questioning before the Bhim Singh? He is the ex-minister of BJP. He said, Sena mein to log marte रहते हैं. Why you not asking the BJP leaders? Why the BJP not expel him?
No. Currently, is he... Okay, now you tell me, you want to school me about how we should be conducting ourselves? Okay,
just
Mayank,
listen,
fair enough.
Just listen, listen.
You want to school me as far as how we should be reporting it? Mayank, answer my... Okay, Mayank, you are saying he's a former BJP leader.
Yeah, it is the question of reporting. It is also the question. It is also the question for reporting.
Hear me out.
Why you not ask any BJP leader?
No, what?
Yeah,
first of
ask
all,
the question.
Isn't he a minister right now?
Yeah.
Isn't he a minister right now?
Yeah.
He is? Yeah. I hope I'm correct. Because you would be knowing much better as you claim.
Yeah, it is.
He is a minister. Right. General Sena, he is a minister.
Yeah.
Let's be very clear about it. And Dr. Giri is from the BJP. He will answer your question as far as your political slugfest is concerned. Mike, I'm asking you a straight question. Forget about your political, leanings, your affiliation with a particular political party, so you have to defend them. Fair enough. Let's understand. For us, the nation is first. Our forces are first. Will you or will you not condemn that statement?
Janata Dal United already condemned the statement. Okay? And first, US is a president-ruled country. Russia is a president-ruled country. Our country is a democratic country. And what is the rate of unemployment in our country? You are giving the lollipop through the Agniveer scheme. After the retirement, he was not got any kind of benefit.
It's
Pension
voluntary,
scheme
don't
is not
join.
there. Okay.
It is voluntary,
We are
don't join.
questioning for
if
the
you think you have the caliber to become IAS officer, become one.
Just
you don't have enough degree, and government is giving you an opportunity. Which is the organization which gives you 35,000 rupees? Tell me.
No.
10th class pass. Which is the organization in this country which gives you 35,000 rupees and after 4 years 25 lakhs? Tell me. It is for you to pick up. If you think you are highly meritorious, go and become IAS officer.
Okay, let's take this ahead.
I am not tottering
Mike,
to you.
Mike, you are talking about
you are
this.
speaking,
You're talking about does this help? Mike, let me put out some facts for you. Mike, for your better understanding of the scheme, you may have your reservations as far as the scheme is concerned, whether it is good, bad, ugly. You're entitled to do so. You have the right to make your opinion.
Right.
But General Sinha, he has the right to make his own comments as far as the scheme is concerned, not as far as comments of the Indian Armed Forces are concerned. Now, let me just tell you, Mayank, and probably I can also bring in Ravi Srivastava at this point in time. As far as this particular scheme is concerned, what is it that, Mayank, you get? Let me just tell you out. The centre has approved reservation of 10% of the job vacancies in the Ministry of Defence. Point number one. Point number two, Ministry of Home Affairs has also reserved 10% of its vacancy. The recruitment in Merchant Navy for Agniveers. The National Institute of Open Schooling to facilitate 12th pass certificate for 12th pass Agniveers. I can go on and on. But as I said, the question here is not about the scheme itself. The debate is not about the scheme itself. I'm just referring to this data only to tell you that there are merits that we can discuss. But at the end of the day, that does not help, because you are not concerned about the merits of this particular scheme. Your ally is more interested because they have a fight with Dr. Giri. Dr. Giri, please tell me, ये कब तक हम एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं? ये मयंक जी तो कहते हैं कि बीजेपी को जाके वो सवाल कीजिए, बीजेपी को जवाब देना चाहिए कि एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में क्यों नहीं बात कर रहे.
आज का विषय क्या है? आज का विषय है कि उन्होंने सुरेंद्र यादव ने सेना के ऊपर क्या सवाल उठाए. सबसे पहले मैं जनरल सिन्हा को नमस्कार करता हूं और जो गुस्सा, जो रेग उनके चेहरे पर है, उसको सल्यूट करता हूं. ये उनका गुस्सा जो है, सेना में उन्होंने समय दिया है, अपना पूरा जीवन दिया है, और जिस किसी ने भी सेना में अपना समय दिया है, जीवन दिया है, भारत की सेना जानती है दुनिया की वन ऑफ द बेस्ट आर्मी, जिसने भारत का सर कभी नहीं झुकने दिया, बल्कि हमारे पुराने कहा गया है कि सर कटते थे और कबंध लड़ते थे. दुनिया में 1 लाख लोगों का सरेंडर करने का दुनिया में कोई रिकॉर्ड नहीं है, भारतीय सेना के सामने सिर्फ किया गया है. लेकिन आप सुरेंद्र यादव की बात उठा करके देखते हैं. सुरेंद्र यादव है कौन? ही इज ए नोटोरियस क्रिमिनल इन बिहार. और आप उठा करके देखें तो आप कहेंगे कि इनकम्पिटेंस जो है वो बिहार में रियल क्राइसिस है. और सबसे बड़ा सवाल ये पूछा जाना चाहिए कि भाई इस तरह के लोग जो हैं, ये तो ब्लैक स्पॉट हैं. This type of people are black spot on our nation. और नीतीश कुमार, सुशासन बाबू, what he is doing? Because जैसा आपने पहले भी कह दिया, आपने अपने खुद ही कहा कि नीतीश कुमार is on the mercy of RJD और the mercy of तेजस्वी यादव. So in this situation, ऐसी परिस्थितियों में बिहार का क्या होगा? और ये बिहार में there is a competition is going on between RJD and JDU. Who can demean India? Who can demean army? देश का, भारत की सेना का कौन कितना अपमान कर सकता है? ये एक हेल्दी कंपटीशन. अभी गुलाम रसूल बलियावी ने क्या कहा था जदयू के नेता ने? उन्होंने गाजर मूली से तुलना की थी भारतीय सेना की. उनका अभी ये चैंपियनशिप चल रही है, कंपटीशन चल रहा है. उनका अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ सेशन की सुरेंद्र यादव शुरू हो गए. ये देश को डिमीन करने का, देश को अपमानित करने का, राष्ट्र को, सेना को, मनोबल को तोड़ने का जो काम किया जा रहा है.
मैं रवि श्रीवास्तव को लाना चाहूंगा इस
शासन वाले जो हरकतें हैं उसको कब
डॉक्टर गिरी, ये सवाल आपने सही कहा कि जब ये डिबेट इस वक्त स्कीम के बारे में नहीं है, ये डिबेट उन लोगों के ऊपर है जिन लोगों को लगता है कि वो लगातार इंडियन आर्मी को, इंडियन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस को लगातार वो गाली दे सकते हैं. Ravi Srivastava, let's be very clear about this. What sort of a message are we really sending across when we can't even respect our armed forces? Now, you keep your political leanings aside. No one really cares. You want to go ahead, fight your political agenda, do it. No one is stopping you. But why drag the army time and again? And he's not the only one. There are several others. Let's not forget the left leaders, the kind of statement that they had made about General Bipin Rawat.
No, Shravan, first of all, the comment made by this cooperative minister of Bihar is indeed deplorable. Only that part which he has mentioned towards the army. I think that is an uncalled for statement and he should apologize for that. This is my stand. This is very clear and neutral stand. But as far as his other things are concerned, in which he has questioned the Prime Minister and the ruling BJP government, they kind of, they are selling that assets of the country and all those things. These are all valid things. On unemployment, whatever he has said is a valid thing. Even Agniveer is a flawed scheme. I tell you frankly, because the way army is losing its people, the way people are retiring, the kind of age gap which has been created there, it cannot be filled up with these Agniveers. Ultimately, army will have to go for their regular employment, which they do in several times. Agniveer is no solution. They will be only contract soldiers after 4 years coming out of the army, for that matter. So it's no consolation, it's no relief as such. Agniveer is a flawed scheme. But on other things which he has asked, questioned the Prime Minister, they questioned the ruling central government, those are valid and must be responded by the representative of the ruling party, the BJP. It has already been condemned. It has already been condemned by the RJD. It has already been condemned by all political parties. And please, one more my request to you is, please do not.
Ravi Srivastava, it's easier said than done.
Please do not hide behind a decorated soldier.
No,
please don't hide behind.
Ravi Srivastava, I never started.
They are making a political statement.
Ravi Srivastava, I made it abundantly clear.
Don't hide behind them.
I made it abundantly clear, Ravi Srivastava, at the beginning of the debate. Yeah. You have a decorated soldier like General Sinha, someone who served.
That's what I'm saying.
In Siachen, one of the toughest battlefields, not just in this country, one of the toughest battlefield in the entire globe. So let's understand, Ravi Srivastava, as a reporter who's been there, and as a serviceman who's been there, let's make it very clear, Ravi Srivastava, when netas make that kind of statement, they forget that they are only sending across a very wrong message. And let's be very clear, the armed forces cannot really respond. General Sinha wants to make that one last comment.
Let me explain to Mr. Ravi Srivastava how armed forces function. The need of Agniveer was mentioned by Mr. Shekhar Gupta on 28 February 1989 in India Today magazine. And such decisions are taken by army in this following manner, what I'm going to mention. This thought process is tossed from army headquarters down to unit, and the feedback goes back to army headquarters. Then in army commanders meet, which is held twice a year, the subject is discussed thoroughly. And when all army commanders say yes, then decision is forwarded to the government for approval. You mean to say that the issue which was debated by army commanders for 4 to 6 years, army commanders have no capability, no competence to decide what is good for Indian armed forces. And you people have greater knowledge to decide what is good for our Indian armed forces. What are we talking about? The army commanders, chiefs will decide what is good for Indian armed forces, or civilians will decide. People like you, who have no background of army. I'm amazed. And then somebody makes a caustic remark, General Rawat Sarak ka gunda hai. Somebody wants a proof of surgical strike. Somebody says, Balakot mein khali kabutar kauwe mare the. Matlab, DGO is briefing you. the Vice Chief of Air Staff is briefing you. I have carried out Balakot strike.
Okay.
And the,
General
when
Sinha,
you don't believe
just running.
you don't believe people.
Okay. General Sinha has made, in a very succinct manner, he's made it very clear. I just want Ravi Srivastava. I don't have much time. I just want just one quick word. 30 seconds. I'm really running out of time. Mayank, make your last point. You've heard General Sinha, and he makes that very passionate appeal to people like you that let's not bring in the armed forces into a political debate time and again. You don't like the scheme? Go ahead, criticize it, but please don't bring the army in it.
We support the Indian Army. Our party support all the entire fasla of the BJP. Whatever it takes the decision for the benefit of our country and the interrelations, all these things, we stand the central government. But we against the recruitment process of Agniveer. And we also support the Balakot air strike.
I wish your support. I wish this is the we don't have to again report. I so wish, Mayank, that there would be a day when we do not have to report these kind of abuses and insults to our armed forces. You can carry on with your low-level political talks, but the fact of the matter is, do it at your level, but at least do not bring in the armed forces who go on with their daily sacrifice, the sacrifices that they made on a daily basis, and that hypocrisy has to end. Thank you very much, General Sinha, Dr. Giri, Mayank Sinha and Ravi Srivastava for joining us on the trending, burning question. We really hope that there comes a day that such abuses are not hurled on our armed forces.
Has been done, and there you can see the sloganing Zindabad Zindabad slogans which have been raised inside the house. And Shelly Oberoi, I can see Shelly Oberoi there, she's showing the victory sign again. I can see clearly the victory sign which is being shown by Atishi and Shelly Oberoi.
Showing you the visuals from the Mahapanchayat which has been called in the Hathin, and this very district falls under the Noor, the Mewat district. Clearly see the visuals, and not only VHP but other right-wing group members, villagers, all are joining this Mahapanchayat. Huge gathering could be seen of people who are supporting and backing the accused who have been named by the Rajasthan police in the FIR of the Bhavani killing.
Announcement has been done, and there you can see the sloganing Zindabad Zindabad slogans which have been raised inside the house. And Shelly Oberoi, I can see Shelly Oberoi there, she's showing the victory sign again. I can see clearly the victory sign which is being shown by Atishi and Shelly Oberoi.
Showing you the visuals from the Mahapanchayat which has been called in the Hathin, and this very district falls under the Noor, the Mewat district. Clearly see the visuals, and not only VHP but other right-wing group members, villagers, all are joining this Mahapanchayat. Huge gathering could be seen of people who are supporting and backing the accused who have been named by the Rajasthan police in the FIR of the Bhavani killing.
Announcement has been done, and there you can see the sloganing Zindabad Zindabad slogans.